Let's see it together and then we'll talk about it. Let's see the next video, please.
Of Mama, what is your complaint?
My stomach is large, and this place I'm feeling pains here.
Yeah, biting pains here.
Biting pains here on top of my navel.
Right.
And I was operated there.
Yeah.
This oblique and
It doesn't matter. Okay,
Yes.
when was the operation?
Last year, 2001, June.
Okay, no problem, no problem. And you said 2 of your kids are hepatitis B positive?
Yes.
Okay, Mama. So, and you never tested hepatitis yourself before?
No.
All right, so now we're gonna do an ultrasound to see what is there, okay? All right, now, looking at the ultrasound here, this is one side of the liver, okay? This obviously, this is hepatomegaly for sure, but if we look closer into the liver, we see nodules all over the place. This is the left side of the liver, nodular. This is the IVC, if we put some colors, if you wanna see the colors. This is the IVC right there, and this is the right atrium, the one that is beating in front of you. So now we're gonna move on. We can see a lot of nodules here. We see the liver all big, all the sinusoids are all enlarged. And now this is the right kidney here. The right kidney looks okay to me. The right kidney looks okay to me. But when we look closer to the liver, we see nodules. We see nodules.
Yeah. Let me talk about it. Play the next one also. Play the next video so we can look at the spleen as well, and then we'll summarize the whole case and we'll talk about it. This, please, if you don't mind, I appreciate it if you can play the next video as well, please.
We're looking at the heart for the same patient. The heart is okay. There is no pericardial effusion around. There's no pericardial effusion. The left ventricle function, just by looking at it, we don't have a problem. We're looking at the different valves. I don't see a problem here. We don't need to take any measurement, just from experience. The way the heart is beating, I can say the ejection fraction is within normal, and the left ventricular function is within normal. We don't need to waste time on that. But look at this here. Look, the abdomen is full. This is nodules all over the liver. The liver is huge. It's filling up the stomach. And the bites, we can understand now where the bites are coming from. This is over distension. It's not because of adhesion, because of the previous surgery, that's for sure. But this is a metastatic cancer. Okay, if we look at the gallbladder here, the gallbladder, we see a small stone, but this is irrelevant. This is not the problem. You see the small stone inside the gallbladder. This is irrelevant. This is all nodular liver, huge nodular liver, most likely metastatic cancer. Next step for this patient, to define the primary, we send her for CT scan.
All right. Well, there is another one, but it's okay. We're not going to play it. It's okay. We also looked at the spleen, and the spleen is full of nodules, and that was the key. That we know when the situation like this is, unfortunately, after I told the patient, listen, we send you for CT scan because we know this is most likely it's cancer, and we know what kind of cancer it is, but we need to see CT scan to look for the primary. Primary meaning where it has originated from, the mass. But, oh, doctor, I made a CT scan. When did you make a CT scan? Oh, back in January. Oh, wonderful. Why you didn't tell me from the beginning? Oh, maybe she was testing me. Anyhow, so what I told her is exactly what the CT scan have said. It is cancer. And it is lymphoma. Okay, lymphoma of two kinds. There is Hodgkin, there is non-Hodgkin. What she has is a classical Hodgkin lymphoma, which is a good kind. The other one is very aggressive. You don't want to have it. But why I'm giving you this case today? I mean, this is a case because I want to tell you this could have been all prevented easily if the patient have just listened to a second opinion. Why I'm saying that? How could it be just prevented? A case like that? Come on. Yes, it could be easily prevented. When I took the history from this patient, she told me the following. that she was sick and tired for years from internal heat, night sweats, and a bit of loss of weight. Three things. Internal heat. Those people from, they not very highly educated, and they tell you in their language that, in common street language, that internal heat and fever. And I'm losing that, I'm thinking I'm losing a bit of weight. That definitely, out here in Cameroon and Africa, malaria, typhoid, malaria, that's what it is. So she went, malaria, typhoid, malaria, she doesn't get well. She take the treatment, she eat the medicine, she doesn't get well. The same thing, the internal heat, the high fever, above 38, and a bit of weight loss. She doesn't get well. So this is what we call now unexplained fever, weight loss, and night sweats. This is what we call those three things. Unexplained, meaning malaria did not explain it because she took the treatment for the malaria and she still gets it. She took the treatment for typhoid and she still gets it. That's what we call what? Unexplained. So if you have unexplained heat, or what you call fever, and night sweats, you feel cold, you feel hot, and you take the treatment and you don't get well, that maybe you should be thinking it has to be something else now, right? It has to be something else. So now is the time to go to a doctor and explain to them, doctor, I have this, and this, and I'm taking malaria typhoid treatment for the last few years and I'm not getting well. So doctor, what do you think? Then the doctor will tell you, this is something that we have to look into. Definitely is not malaria typhoid. That is something else bigger. Some facilities, health facilities out there, they told her, okay, well, we're going to do tuberculosis test, skin test. Well, the skin test is going to be positive, obviously, because everybody in Africa, including me as an Egyptian, we took the BCG vaccination, which will show positive in the skin test. So she doesn't have TB. Oh, let me be 100% more sure. I'm going to send you for X-ray. So I send the patient, or whoever, it's not me, whoever, send the patient to an X-ray, and the X-ray shows some nodules, some nodes, lymphoadenopathy, hilar lymphoadenopathy here at the middle, at the level of the mediastinum, here in the middle of the chest. Oh, that's definitely then tuberculosis. And she swallowed medicine for 9 months for tuberculosis. And guess what? It wasn't tuberculosis. This patient, if you listen to her history very well, you wouldn't diagnose her with tuberculosis. She has cervical nodes on the side of her neck that are firm, mean hard, and painless. It doesn't pain. And that is lymphoma. That is lymphoma. So now, she went for hernia because she said around her umbilicus was biting. So she went and did surgery a couple of years ago, thinking because of this hernia, the biting is there. She did the surgery. Years after the surgery, the same place is biting. So it was never the hernia causing the biting. It was something else. When those patients with the lymphoma get the lymphoma, there is a lot of lymph nodes here around the umbilicus. They get bigger. They stretch the surrounding. She feels the biting. So it's because of what? The lymphoma. So if you put one and one together, we have the cervical lymph nodes that you see around the neck, coming like this, projecting out of your neck like that, and they are hard, and you push them, it doesn't pain. And you have the night fever, and you have the night sweats, and you have the weight loss. Come on now. This is something else. If she would have been diagnosed early, that is, prompt recognition of the disease, she could have been still at stage 1, stage 2. Meaning early in the disease. Let me not confuse you. What should have been done for this patient? When whoever diagnosed her with tuberculosis, it could have been much better to take one of those nodes out, send it to the lab and get a staging on her, but that's definitely lymphoma. And if she was at stage 1, stage 2, meaning early, still early in the disease, we have a much better chance for this patient to recover and go back to normal and the disease to disappear. Now the disease at is a late stage. Nothing is impossible for God, but it's now stage 3, 4. Okay, so we have not staged the disease because we have not sent for biopsy yet. But what we can see and the CT scan show us, it's all over the abdomen already. So right now we only can do supportive because the patient refused chemo and radiation, because that is the ultimate treatment for her, chemo and radiation, and chemo and radiation, but she refused. And that's one thing out there to let you know and to tell you that, please, when you feel that you still have the symptoms that you came in for and have not been resolved with the medication you were giving, it is time to seek a second and a third opinion. Because after all, it is your life, right? It is your life. So what I'm trying to say, if you feel something, please see the doctor. If you do not like what the doctor says, or you do not get resolved with the doctor medication, see another doctor to get satisfaction and to get cured. It's all for you. My advice to you tonight, when you feel something, don't take it lightly, especially if it's something of that magnitude, okay? I hope you get the lesson, and I hope you understood me very well when it comes, even with the mental cases, with the spiritual cases, the earlier we recognize the disease and we diagnose. Diagnose meaning we know what you have. The rest is easy now. If I know what you have, the rest is very easy, right? So, yeah.